Thank you very much. My name is Kaneho. Welcome to the dashboard. Again, this is the second episode of the Dashboard Start Your Online Business series. And on this episode, I'm going to share with you 15 easy businesses to start in 2021. And this is going to be a great benefit because I can tell you what, it took me a little while to put together this research. And one of the things that happens is we are looking into how able can you practice that, how because one of the things that happens is you get to like, okay, online businesses that you can start easy and maybe at a low cost. But oftentimes you find many people, in my experience of helping with many clients, was to see that it's not that easy to put them to practice. You see, it's not easy to implement them, but it sounds easy, but it's not easy to implement them because, hey, you're probably going to have to know a few technicalities here and there. You're going to have to know this, and some small things. And that's why oftentimes I encourage people to find a mentor, find a mentor and find someone that can help you on an advisory base, on an advisory level. Not only they give you the tutorials and all of that, but they help you with the little small things, such as, for me, it took me a whole long time to figure out that so many things which are like little things that you should have done, just a Chrome extension that you could download a Chrome extension. You don't know that Chrome extension, and if you had a mentor who done the same thing that you did, they probably know. Oh, to do that, you need to have this sort of plugin, you need to have this sort of extension to put that together. The simple way, not that too technical, but just a little bit of more informative, I guess. And so I do have some classes that I have with my students, part of the Spidermark family, and you can be part of that. If you are still a startup and still a beginner in online marketing, we can be able to take you through step by step on how you can put together your online business and how you can be able to make it profitable in a short space of time. And because that's what matters, right? As soon as one of the things I can give you a tip about starting your online business is this: it is addictive, and that's the negative part of it, all right? It is really addictive, and as soon as you start and you're able to see your systems working, it's crazy. You're not gonna want to hear anything else. You and your boss will start to have a good relationship. If you are employed, you start to have a good relationship because you probably know that you are very soon about to escape that. Now, if you want to start a business but don't have a lot of startup money or time to invest in developing specialized skills, for example, then you'll want to have a look at this list of ideas for easy businesses to start in 2021. And this is the future of business, and I probably should say and 2022 and 2024 and 2030 and no, not really, we can't go beyond 30, right? We don't know what's gonna happen there. Probably we will be flying as human beings, so we probably don't need business if we all can fly. Why would we need a business? Because everyone will be flying around the interstellar looking for their own favorite planet, like we'll be flying, and I'm gonna discover a new planet. It's just gonna be my own planet alone, and I think that human beings that are living on Earth might like that sort of idea. Hey, would you like to own the planet and be yours alone? Yeah, most definitely. I would like it for myself alone, and I own the whole world. Like I have real estate. Yeah, that's like real estate 101. Hey, how many properties you own? No, man, I don't own no properties. I own the whole planet. It's mine. Like every person, 8 billion people are actually renting on my planet. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Let me come back. All right, so now each of these businesses I'm going to talk about that you want to start, they are absolutely inexpensive, and some can be started with nothing if you already have the equipment. And most of the time you do have the equipment, you do have the computer, you do have the internet, you do have a smartphone, so you're good to go. Now, every one of these suggestions also will let you start business quickly in some cases, and almost instantly, and all you can be operated is a home-based business. Now, be warned though, these types of businesses are not suitable for a get rich quick plan. I repeat. Hey, I repeat. These types of businesses are not suitable for a get rich quick plan. That's not how life works, and that's not how you expect to learn from me and from Spidermark family. That's not how things should be. Things should be worked for, and that's how we put value in the things that we produce, because we have to put a bit of a work inside those things, and we can make them really work, and be able to help other people really work, So, yeah, I mean, if you think this is a get quick rich scheme of sort of thing, that means to me you are saying that you actually could go and rob a cash in transit vehicle if these guys who are driving this vehicle did not have guns. That's what you're saying to me, that, well, the reason you don't do that one is because, hey, I'm going to die. Those guys are going to shoot my ass. So now that they don't have guns, I'm probably going to go for it, because the whole point is to get money as quick as I could. Now, you see, there's no difference in that anyway. Now, what these inexpensive, easy businesses offer to the person prepared to work at them is a good living, and of course the satisfaction of being your own boss. The whole point is to be your own boss. If you can't be your own boss, you and this person you call your boss currently, you're just not gonna be friends for some time. And if you guys think you're friends, you're pretending anyway. All right, so without waste of time, and right now we're gonna jump into the number one: pet sitting. Now, more of people are looking for someone to care for their pets when they can't. Professionally, pets forgivers, caregivers who come with sort of their own equipment and their own skills, and they have like a desire to feed and walk and play with the animals while the owner is away. Now, if you love animals and you are knowledgeable about them, and this could be a great business for you, and it could make a great deal. And because I think it's a fair business, you can't have pets and you cannot be with them, because the pets, they cannot be left alone in the home, because they're gonna be bored. And why do we make pets if we're not gonna be with them? Because I think that's cruel. So we go to work in the offices when the pets are left alone in the houses, in the yard, and they're very bored and they can't do nothing with their lives. And you come back and you think you're gonna entertain them, and all of a sudden that's kind of like jailing the pets, and that's crazy. So if you want to advocate a very positive message, probably you could say, well, I'm going to establish a pet sitting company that advocates this message that, hey, please don't leave the pets alone, and the cats, yeah, sure. And because it's not a cool thing, it's kind of like cruel if you think about it. Otherwise, we have two options: either we need to release the pets and send them to the wild so they become like wild animals and they don't have to be bored, all right? Or if we're going to keep them in the houses, definitely we're going to have to spend some time with them. We're going to have to kind of like really know what they need and provide that. I think that's fair. Now, let's quickly jump into the business number 2 that you can start as a home business that is profitable and you don't have to put much money to start your business. And number 2 is residential cleaning services. Now, having your own house cleaned by someone else is no longer only for the rich people as we used to know it. Well, I'm in SA right now, and cleaning for someone's house is kind of like a very deeper, has a deeper kind of like a feeling with people. Like, hey, I want to clean for you, I want to clean, the history where we come from. But anyway, so it's no longer for that rich people. Anyone who is really getting busy and they don't have time, they definitely need someone to help them with their cleaning. Now, more people than ever before right now are willing to pay and to get the benefits of a cleaner home for more free time on their hands, and to consider for more other important things that are important on their list, of which cleaning is not. Like for me, cleaning is not something important for me, but doing this podcast probably is. Now, residential cleaning services are normally provided on once a month or once a week basis. All you need to start is these businesses some basic cleaning supplies. Now, if you are sort of like an organized person like that, you can also build a clientele, and you can do literally extremely well if you start a cleaning business service. And some of the requirements that you're gonna need is knowledge of cleaning products and procedures, and the ability to attract and keep reliable staff member, right? And strong scheduling and organizational abilities. Now that's gonna take you far. Let's quickly, without further ado, go to number 3, delivery services. Now, talk about easy business to start, a vehicle and a good driving record, and you're good to go. That's it. We are all familiar with the big names of the industry, but that doesn't mean there's no room for the little guy or girl. If you can start your delivery things, or you can sort of deliver stuff around as quickly and as efficient as possible in your local area at a reasonable price, this may be a good business for you. Trust me. And what are the requirements to get started with delivery services? Cleaning and clean driving records, good driving skills, strong organizational skills. Of course, you're going to need that. And a sustainable vehicle. You definitely need a vehicle. Otherwise, you can't deliver walking, right? Carrying 5 pizzas, running around the community with people's pizzas, and they become cold and dry along the way you're walking towards them. You need a vehicle for that. You can't deliver with your feet. You can't try that, all right? Oh, anyway, you do need it. It may be necessary, to become a deliver who walks, but hey, where are you going to deliver? At the back of that thing where you collect that? Then why do you walk? Because people can walk. Anyway, all right, without further ado, again, let's go to number 4, grass cutting and snow removal services. Now, this one is very subjective, and when I say snow removal, is because other people don't have snow. Like, I'm in Johannesburg right now, so there's not much snow here. So snow removal, what are you removing? Nothing. But grass cutting, definitely always needed service. Now, some people still mow their lawns or shovel their own sort of like snow, but many would rather pay someone else to keep their yard looking clean and looking good. Now, the great thing to start is, in many places now, you can combine lawn care and all sorts of like cleaning of the lawn and the gardening sort of things, and have a viable business that could really take you a little bit far and could last you long. So what you need is just a bit of like knowledge on the equipment, and such as, and you need to have some love for that, because one of the things, you need to have passion for it. Otherwise, you're going to be cleaning in morning and you see these guys passing around. You're like, I should leave this and go do something better. So if you're passionate about it, you're not going to feel like you should do something better, because these kind of jobs, sometimes they kind of stigmatized. They're like, oh, you don't do that. You look like you're too poor when you do that. That's the mindset, isn't it? But let's go to number 5, scrapbooking. Now, scrapbooking has changed a lot over the period of time in the digital age now, but it's still a popular craft and an idea that could be very profitable. Many people want a tangible collection of their favorite photos more than ever. Now, you can start a business as a creator of original scrapbooks by becoming like a booking a consultant for scrapbooking businesses that already are established, because they are businesses that are already run. So you can always just start consulting with that. Now, what are going to be the requirements in case maybe you are interested in that? Artistic talent, right? Knowledge of scrapbooking, which you can get through research and experience or by taking scrapbooking courses online. Materials to make scrapbooking, digital know-how if you decide to offer digital scrapbooking. So you're going to need the knowledge, definitely. Otherwise, you're not going to do the right thing. Let's jump right into number 6, hauling services. Now, ever try to feed a sheet of plywood into a back of one of those new combat SUV? Yeah, then you know why the demand for hauling services is on the rise. Besides that size issue, there are kind of like materials and goods that people don't want to haul in their own shiny vehicles, right? Many people buy shiny vehicles and you don't want to haul, right? Such as yard waste of lots of compost of the garden and all the things that don't want to or can't haul turn into money in your pockets. So what are the requirements to start that? Now, requirements is a suitable vehicle or a cleaning driving vehicle. Now, a strong back is handy in you are loading the material. So you probably need to have like a stronger physique and be able to carry stuff. All right, now let's go to number 7, which is my favorite. And this one, I can tell you, it can take you way far, and it can take you into the world. Okay, so now this one is eBay selling. Now, very few people haven't bought or sold something on eBay, but did you know that eBay is also a solid business idea? Now, if you have an in-depth demand product that's suitable for online sales and shipping, eBay selling may be the right way to go. It can be less expensive, simpler options than setting up your own online store. eBay offers all kinds of information to help you sell successfully, including eBay seminars. Now you're becoming like a guru, you see? Now, what are the requirements to become an eBay guru? A worthy product or products, a computer, and knowledge of online selling and shipping. Now, if you need some courses and knowledge and resources on how to start your online shipping or online business and on Shopify, you can go on Spidermark and you can go through that with the links that you can find on this podcast, and you can find out very cool resources that we put together there. You can be able to help yourself with that and start your online business absolutely for free, and we did that because we really love you. So you can go check it out on Spidermark, and we'll be happy to see you becoming part of the Spiderweb family. Now, let's jump right into number 6, gutter and seeding cleaning. Now, if you're willing to and able to do things such as other people don't want to do, because that's what happens. People don't want to do this, and you want to do it, and you make money out of it. You can get a viable business going, and for many homeowners, like chores such as gutter and siding, cleaning right up there is cleaning out all the trees, trimming the trees, and all these other things. They often don't do that. In fact, if there's a list of things I don't want to do, they probably put that into their list on how can I clean gutter. Now, besides being messy, there's always an element of danger involved in people that are working with ladders, right? Absolutely. The snake chilling in there, and the dude with the ladder is trying to fix the bulb or something, and him and the snake now are no longer in good condition, and they kind of like despise each other. And the snake is trying to run away, and the dude is gonna fall out of the ladder. That's normally what happens. Everyone will try to run away from one, but the other one is gonna get injured when they run away, and that's the human oftentimes. All right, but the great thing about this inexpensive idea, right, is that these are like chores that need to be done repeatedly, right? So once you've built up a clientele and you've created a sort of regular flow of income, and there's nothing unpleasant about it, and you'll be proud to do it, and you can scale it up, and you can do good in that. So you probably want to know what are the requirements for that. I think it's pretty. You don't need some kind of like crazy skill, right? If you've got a ladder, a house, and buckets, etc., have appropriate safety equipment and no fear of heights. Definitely, hey, you don't want to be me, right? You don't want to be me. Fear of heights, you don't want that. So you need to do some high jumping before you do that. I'm kidding. Anyway, let's jump to number 9, event planning. Now, are you extremely organized person who can't work on a deadline? Do you handle crisis well and have some strong interpersonal and communication skills? Then event planning may be a great small business idea for you. And obviously, event planners plan events, but you may not be aware of the scope of the possibilities there. Now, corporations, hotels, non-profit organizations, municipalities, and government organizations all have a need for an event planner to put together everything from conferences to pedestrians only days. Or you might specialize in a particular kind of event, such as becoming a festival or wedding planner. Best of all, you don't need a degree to become an event planner. Definitely not a degree. Well, if you get a degree in it, that's still cool. You're probably going to be like a super event planner. You like, what are you going to plan? Maybe like how we're going to land on Mars in 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2005. I don't know. Hey, Elon, when are we going to Mars, bruh? Are we going in 2025? That thing should happen sooner, man, Yeah, so if you have an event planner degree, you're probably going to have to plan the event or how we're gonna land on Mars. Yeah, plan the whole thing together. Like, hey, so what's gonna go down there? What's gonna happen? I'm kidding. Anyway, what are the requirements that you need to become an event planner and to start a business in that? Of course, you need strong organizational and planning and communication skills with an eye for details and ability to work with deadline or to work to deadlines. That's extremely important. Deadlines, deadline. As a first word I learned in my journalism class when I was still at college. Deadline was always ringing in my head. Let's jump right into number 10 without a waste of any time. Gardening and landscaping services. You can start that. But looks like these are really easy jobs to do and stuff that are really on demand. But of course, they depend where you live, I think. Depend where you live. Because if you're going to do this in a local area, well, there must be gardening and landscaping services sort of places around where I live. I walk around Soweto, for example. I don't see trees there. No tree at all. Crazy. You walk the whole 4 streets, but you don't see trees at all. And you wonder, hey, is this still planet Earth? Hey, we need to have trees, man. If you are talking about trees, if you are interested in donating a tree, we are running a campaign of Donate a Tree and Spidermark with partnership with Green Angels. If you want to donate a tree, go on Spidermark website, go right down under the footer there, on somewhere there down there, you will see donate a tree. You click on donate a tree and you let us know where we can come and collect that tree or how you can be able to send the tree to us. These trees, we collect them and we plant them in communities that they need the trees, because they definitely need the trees. And if we don't plant trees, no one else is going to plant trees. Human beings cut the trees, but a few human beings plant the trees. So we need to plant more trees. Please donate a tree. Go on Spidermark and help us do that. And we'll be happy to have you as a contributor to that. We'll be really, really happy and would appreciate that. So anyways, let's go back into business. Gardening has been one of the most popular hobbies throughout many countries. It could be South Africa and United States and in Zimbabwe, everywhere in the whole world. You know what I mean? So for the last few decades, its popularity of this kind of gardening and sort of green works have really been increasing. I tell you something, it's been increasing. And one of the things that I do, for me, if you ask me, I deal with I love donating trees. I think that's something I love doing most of the time. So once again, I call upon people that want to donate trees to contact us via Spidermark, to get in contact with the Spidermark Angels, the Green Angels, they call themselves. So you can be able to make a good contribution with that. All right. Now, but gardening is no sort of like an armchair hobby. You know that it takes time and work to make the garden flourish. Now, two things that maybe you would be many gardeners, in fact, are unable to provide is working people with families are often short of time, right? And many gardening or sort of also aging gardeners have physical ailment that prevent them from doing all sort of outdoor work so they would like to do, so that's where you come in. And now those are two problems you may solve, to providing gardening or landscaping services, from basic weeding and spreading much of this, hardscaping and all these things. There are all kinds of business opportunities that you can even make in that. It's cool to become someone that sell trees or work with gardening and stuff than someone that selling maybe unpleasant food that kill people and sort of thing. So I think that's important, right? That sort of thing. Now, what could be some of the requirements to start a gardening business? Physical, of course, fitness and the knowledge of plants, research, gardening, techniques, and possibly landscaping and design principles. You need to know all of these things to be a pro in doing that. Now, let's talk about number 11. It's a very strange one, but I've put it here there so we can be able to also go into it, because I've seen it's been really growing over the past many years, and the reason I don't like to talk about it is because it's super easy, but also it's not so much filled with principles of how you can become a business person in it unless you become super popular. And that is number 11, which is DJing. Now, if you love music, then maybe DJing is a small business idea you've been looking for. Now, while many of us think DJs as providing the nightly music clubs and glitzy clubs packed with dancing hearts, And that's only tip of the iceberg when it comes to DJing opportunities, I think. So there are many and many more DJing performer performing at weddings and parties and in events like venues such as small pubs, then like spinning tunes and big pubs and that sort of thing. But oftentimes, these weddings, they prefer to kind of like hire people, right? There's this thing in the DJing, like, okay, I'm gonna hire the most popular person, because if I hire the local person, this DJing thing doesn't really have value, because now this guy is local, man. We don't know him. He has never been talked about on Twitter, so we don't know him that much. So he doesn't really worth it. That's oftentimes what happens. That's why small DJs or community-based DJs they're often ignored because their name is not there on Twitter. Am I not wrong? Am I not right? Anyway, now, but one of the things is you can start that business. But what are the requirements that you need? Of course, is DJing and mixing skills, and you need the appropriate equipment. While some DJs and spinning vinyl records, others go digital with like DJ apps, and you will also need to sort of like the desire and ability to work nights and weekends when the most of the gigs are happening. So you need to be ready to not come home at night and make calls to baby and, hey babe, I think I'm not gonna be able to make it tonight, so I'm sorry, what, you're not gonna, no ways. And that's usually what happens. But I'm kidding, it's not gonna happen. Go for DJing, it's pretty cool. So let's go to number 12, painting. Yep, painting, whether exterior or interior, is another of those chores that many people don't want to do, and they want to do anything of that now, which makes another one chore that you can make money doing that for them. Now, one of the great things about these inexpensive, easy business ideas is that it's not seasonal. Interior that can be painted at any time of the year. Now, another thing is, unlike any other business idea as DJing, painting is easily scalable. Once you have a client, you can hire others and become like a manager of the painting crew or even crews. Now, either way, it's relative, easy work, and there's always a demand for. Now, what are the requirements to do that? Physical ability, painting skills, and equipment such as brushes, drop sheets, and buckets. Sometimes even more. You probably might need a little vehicle along the way. But it's a good business, and if you do it well, you can make a whole lot of money and become huge, like have a big clientele and become a trustworthy person in doing that. Anyway, let's go to number 13, and that is yoga instruction. I love this one so much, and I'm not a yoga instructor, but I really love yoga classes, and I love yoga in general. And I think this is one of the business that will continue to boom, and if you want to go do something you love and it's a hobby to you, can make a great deal of relief and money at the same time. Now, perhaps because of its accessibility, now practically anyone can do it. All right, or maybe because of the diversity, there are many different types of yoga. Yoga is one fitness practice, though, that's here to stay. And if you are a practitioner and enjoy teaching, and why not share your expertise with others and become like a yoga instructor? Business opportunities range from setting up your own commercial yoga studio, either in a retail building or as a home-based business, to freelancing and teaching classes in different venues. You can do that. Now, what are the requirements to start a yoga instructing business? Well, simple: yoga expertise and teaching abilities. You are good to go. Let's jump right into number 14, and that is local tour guide. I'm a fan of that as well. I love it. Never done it, but I love it. It's something that provides so much relief. And do you live in a place that maybe, like others like to visit, or do you enjoy meeting and chatting with new people? Would you be comfortable leading and addressing a group of people? And there is no more questions for you. You have thought about being a local tour guide, for sure. You have. I know you did. You did not? Please do think about it right now. Now, obviously, this is only an easy business to start if you live in a place that maybe attracts a lot of tourists. I live here. So no. Anyway, but the scope is wide. So you don't need to live in a place that chock-a-block with the historical landmarks and all sorts of ancient people and stuff. Well, why historical walking tours are obviously candid. They kind of like really nice. But don't forget about the natural wonders that local tends to take for granted and guide nature tours, such as exploring tide pools, like bed spotting, and can also bring like a winners, like in some sort of like and tourists can bring something of joy. Now, what are the requirements to start your tour guide business or to do that as a solopreneur? Now, specialized local knowledge, you need that. A cheerful, outgoing personality, strong communication skills, and a good physical mobility, my friend. You need to have like the moves. I want to be tired and your legs are tired and your knees are burning, and these tourists are extremely happy. They're still looking forward to see other stuff, and your knees are burning, and you're like, yeah. So you've been lying to them. You tell them Shaka Zulu died when he was 31, when Shaka Zulu did not die when he was 31. Maybe he did, but no, he was dead somewhere along the way of 30 something. But you know what I mean? You're gonna make mistakes. Your knees are tired, and also your head is tired, and also your back is tired. So you're just not gonna do the right thing. Okay, enough with that. Let's jump into the very last one, and it's number 15. Is my favorite. This one, I love it, and this is where I started, and that is tutoring. Now, knowledge is power, but in the later stage, after we have known Albert Einstein, we know that knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is power. But also, the right kind of knowledge can also be money in your pocket. Now, there is a steady demand for tutoring students all over the place in all levels in particular subjects such as mathematics, physics, and English and other languages, and actually many more. Online courses are like the market, all right? Now, many English speakers people want to learn a second or third language, making French, Spanish, Zulu, Xhosa, Tswana to make the most popular in around here where I am. Now, tutoring is definitely a good business, all right? Now, it's a good business opportunity, I tell you. Now, there is also steady demands, and for many teachers and teaching people who aren't native speakers of English, now how to speak and how to write English. Now, English is as a second language sort of in many areas, and in many areas as a first language. Now, influxes of migrants from the West Asian companies, means of people who can speak and read Arabic, will find there's no shortage of work available. So what are the requirements to start that? And I encourage you to do that. Now, you need in-depth knowledge of a particular subject and an ability to teach it. When you have that, you're good to go. And I encourage you to do that. There's a lot of opportunity to learn there as soon as you get started. And I'm going to give you a bonus because, this is what I do all the time. I like to share bonuses, right? So I promised you 15, but I'm going to give you a number 16. And that is go ahead and start your online business. That's the number 16. Go ahead and set stuff into action. Fail and try again. Try something, and before you know it, you'll be an expert, you'll be an authority, you'll be knowing one or two things, and you grow from there. But until you start, you're probably never gonna achieve it, because it starts with starting. That's where it all starts. If you don't start, then you're not gonna have anything that you're doing. So go ahead and start. Go on Spidermark and see what are some of the resources that we have that you can utilize absolutely for free to start your online business, whatever kind of online business it is. If you don't understand, you don't know what business you want to start, please tune into this podcast and listen to many of these podcasts that I do. And also go on our Spidermark blog, go through the blog. I explain step by step. I put the links in there that can help you to go straight and be able to do that absolutely for free and even learn more from there. So with that being said, this marks the very end of our podcast, and I'll be with you on the next podcast. And take care, keep the hustle going, and goodbye.